So the other day I was driving down the road in my Prius and my girlfriend was nice and kind enough to make me a smoothie. Well, I was too lazy to pour it into a cup, so I brought it into the car in the entire blender, which obviously doesn't fit in these little cup holders, so I decided to put it on the seat, and in an interesting sequence of events, it ended up everywhere. It's absolutely disgusting, and it's been sitting here for a few days. Now, I obviously didn't want it to be sitting in my car for a few days, but it had been pouring, raining every single day since it happened, and I've been waiting to clean it. Today's the day we're gonna clean it. It's finally a sunny day. We're gonna clean. This is disgusting. All right, so today's basically just gonna be a how to clean your seat episode because, well, I made a mistake and this is my car channel and you're gonna learn how to clean a seat if you wanna freaking watch this video. Now, the first thing you have to do is inspect your seat. Now, I've got these 1967 Vietnam War era. There we are, if you can read that, 67, year I was actually born. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab yourself, you don't have to have, the 67s, although they are better because, this is an old-fashioned car. And you definitely want to get some old-fashioned technology to inspect it. Now, basically what you're going to do is you're going to take a peek through the lens and you're going to very carefully spy on your neighbors. Yeah, there's their window right there. So you're just going to spy until you kind of have an idea of what they're doing, what's going on in there. And then you can finally screw all this nonsense and you can begin cleaning your seat. So it's very important that you follow all the steps hand by hand, step by step, foot by foot. That way you can have that perfect, delicious cleaning product and you can be a part of the Prius Nation. So before we can clean the seat, the first thing you're gonna wanna do is remove it. In our case, it's gonna take a 14mm socket and we are just gonna loosen that bad boy right on up. Another bolt over here on the other side. And then for the back two, you're gonna wanna push the seat all the way forward. You may have to remove some sort of covering for the back two bolts. In my case, they're fairly easy to remove, but yours may be hard. It really depends on how stupid your car was made. Like in my case, this car was designed very intelligently, so they were very easy to remove. Now, once you get the 4 bolts removed, you have to be very careful. Now, depending on how loaded your car is, you may have multiple connections going into your seat. Now, in my case, it's really not that bad. I just have these 2 sensor plugs right here. But that might not be the case in your car. You may have a fully loaded electronic seat with all types of sensors and wires and cables going into the bottom of it. Make sure you take a deep look before you pull the seat off. Otherwise, you may rip a cord apart and it might not work when you go to put the seat back in. But now that we've safely removed both of our wires and we are 100% sure there's nothing else going into the seat, we're good to remove it. Now, one thing you could do to make removing your seat a lot easier is to first remove the headrest. However, not all cars can do that, so I'm gonna show you how to do it without having to remove the headrest. If you remove the seat out of the back door, it won't matter if you have the headrest on it or not, because it's not gonna hit anything either way. So just lift the seat up and squeeze it on out. And there we go, we got our seat fully removed. It looks so strange. I kind of like it like this. I could put a nice dog bed right here for my dogs. Dude, that would be awesome. We could literally fit so much stuff. I do so many cross-country road trips, and if I had all this space, dude, I would be able to fit, suitcases and junk. The seat, it takes up so much space. It's really unnecessary. Unfortunately, I have a girlfriend, so she needs to come for rides in the Papa Prius. We got the tow hitch right there, and I could just tow her on the back, but she wouldn't like that, so we're gonna put the seat back in. And just look at the disgusting mess that was uncovered. Oh my, I've never spilled anything like this since I've owned this car. I've had this car for 5 years, and never have I done anything like this. It's kind of a shame, but don't worry, we're gonna be able to clean it up. Beep beep, watch out, Bales. We're dropping everything. Crap. We got an idiot coming through, Bales, watch out. Now, we are going to clean this using water, but as you can see, even on a very basic unloaded seat, we still have all kinds of electronics and sensors and nonsense under here, things that you don't want to get wet, or you could probably mess up the computer system on the car. It's going to give you all kinds of error codes. So we have a seatbelt sensor, and then we have the sensor that detects if someone's sitting in the seat or not. So we're gonna have to cover it up. Now, obviously, you're gonna wanna be careful about what you cover, because we would wanna cover this seatbelt sensor right here. It's got electronics in it. We don't want it to break, but we have smoothie spilled all underneath it. It's absolutely disgusting. So we're obviously gonna have to remove that. Now, with this removed, we can go ahead and tuck it under here with all the other important electronics, and we can begin covering them with this trash bag. So I'm gonna very carefully cover and tape off all the important electrical sections that I don't want to get wet using duct tape and plastic bags. And I'm gonna play it as safe as I can. I'm gonna cover every single edge of the bag with duct tape. That way there's no way any water is gonna get underneath the seal and penetrate these wires. Now in my case, these plastic bags are relatively small, so I'm gonna have to use multiple bags, but I'm basically just gonna form a barrier around the entire outer edge of the seat. So I'm of the belief that modern cars are designed to break. You know, the dealers, they want you to spray your wires and destroy them, so that you have to take it into the dealership to get it worked on. Just take the extra 5 minutes and completely tape off the entire bottom, all the electronics. That way you won't have to worry about anything breaking. It's all gonna stay dry, and we're gonna make sure we don't even spray the plastic, but it's obviously just gonna be an extra barrier. It's gonna keep everything dry. You just don't wanna break anything or mess anything up. Now obviously there's a little bit of smoothie down here, but we're just gonna clean that part by hand. The main part we're worried about cleaning is the entire base of this seat, which has just been disgusting. It's never been removed from the car since I've had it, and it just has tons and tons of dirt and grime on it, and that is what we're looking to remove today. So you can do this however you like, but I'm on a down slope right now. So I'm going to slope the part that I'm cleaning downwards. That way all the water is gonna flow down here. I mean, it's a fairly steep slope. There's no way any water is gonna be flowing that way. The electrical will stay uphill. That way anything that is flowing is gonna flow away from all the electrical. Now we're gonna start off with a hose. We're gonna try and wash all that disgusting grime off before we actually start to wash it with soap. So we're just gonna spray and spray and spray. And like I said, all the water is going downhill. It's going away from the electrical. If you look behind the seat, it's still bone dry. I've only been doing this for about 45 seconds, just until everything is visibly gone off the seat. Now let that rest for a few minutes. That way any running water can run down here and not through the seat into the electrics once you tip it up. So I'm gonna be using a small amount of dish soap. Now this is the clear kind. It has no dyes or any random ingredients in it. It's just soap. So we're gonna evenly spread that across the seat. Now I'm just gonna scrub the entire seat over and over and over for about 10 minutes. And it's gonna loosen up all the dirt, everything that's stuck in the fibers of the seat from years and years and years of never being washed. And what this does is it allows all that dirt to easily be washed out during the final rinse. Now honestly, this is my favorite part, because this is the part where, you know, if you have a cute girlfriend or boyfriend or dog or girlfriend, you can just, you know, let her scrub and it can just be an amazing time. And wow, you know, I just love it because, you know, like, look at how much better that looks. Like, I can never do anything like that, you know. I mean, it's just like, you know, the looks transfer over to the looks, and, you know, it looks so good. And it's done. Boom. Thanks. And just like that, we are done. All we have to do now is spray off the seat one more time. So I'm just gonna continue to spray until I don't see any more soap suds flowing down into my driveway. And after about 5 minutes, we have completely stopped seeing any soap suds from coming out of the seat, which means we are done. Now I did see this protective coating fly up, and I'm sure some water ended up getting in, but if you take a look, you can see, wow. Okay, forget it. It is completely bone dry back here. Now, I saw that it had flipped up, and I was like, well, I'm just too lazy to retape it. And I just kind of patted it a few times. But obviously, you know, if you really care, you're gonna wanna stop operations, dry it off, put some more duct tape over it, and then continue. Now, this may not apply to you, but if it does, I just wanna make it clear that you only wanna wash these floor mats with water. If you scrub it with something like this, especially for a long period of time, it's just gonna rip the fibers apart, and the mat will never look the same. So just really rinse it out with water, and then you can vacuum it the next day before you put it back in the car. Now, it's also very important to remember, you're using all this water, make sure you take a break from using all the water, and you give some to your puppy dog, because she's obviously most likely very, very thirsty, huh, Beavis? Yep, that's right, I thought so. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to lay the seat upside down, and we are going to face the electronics directly towards the sunlight. That way, not only are the electronics going to be the first things to dry, but all of the water is going to seep down away from the electronics, and again, you know, down towards the driveway. And just like that, guys, it has been 2 days since we watched this. We got phones beeping in the background. That means it is officially done. The timer is up. This seat is bone dry. It's even got more extra dog hair on it. But the main thing I cared about was the interior smoothie, disgusting, stinky mess that this seat had basically sponged up when I spilled that smoothie all over it. Gary's like, I wanna help, but you're not gonna help, Gary. You're gonna stay in here, man, because you're gonna run away. You're gonna run away like a little rascal. You better not try and escape right now. Do not. No, you neither. Okay, we're good. We need to put the seatbelt back on, and luckily there's only one. What is going on back there? We got dogs barking. Now, if you want to play a prank on your passenger, you could obviously not completely tighten it down. Gary! Hey! Oh my God. Too much barking. All right, let's just put this freaking seat back. Now the bum's been in here sanded. Wow, it looks so good. The bum's been in here sanitizing away, and it smells so good in here. So we basically cleaned this for the past couple days. We've just been scrubbing away. The bum's been spraying away, and it is looking a whole lot better. It's smelling a whole lot better, and the bum's Febrezing. So it's time to put the seat back. Oh my God, we put him back inside and he's still going crazy. Like, we can't escape the sounds, everybody. This is just gonna have to be the barking vlog, all right? So we're gonna put the seat back. Luckily, there's not too much putting the seat in. There's only 2 little connectors, but it's basically the same as taking it out. You just plop it back in like that. Super easy for this seat. You just got the little click, then you get the little clack. Now, one really important thing, this is actually the most important step of it all, besides that step at the beginning with the binoculars, you have to always make sure that you have matching numbers. So you have to check the numbers on your car, check the numbers on your registration, your title, and just match them to the seat. And if you don't have the correct matching numbers on your seat, you're gonna have to take your car to the junkyard. Tighten bolt 1, tighten bolt 2, tighten bolt 3. Now, a very important step is to make sure you don't smash off your seatbelt bolt guard, because, you know, if you smash off, you may destroy it, and then you may just have an exposed bolt for the rest of your life. It just makes your car a little bit uglier, and nobody's gonna wanna ride in it anymore. So, I mean, it's kind of a shame, you know? This was kind of like the key to my cake, you know? Everyone was always wanting to come and rides in my car because of this thing, and now they're not gonna anymore. Oh man, it's so stupid. All right, tighten bolt 4. And boom, the seat transformation is complete. The very first deep super cleaning in over 25 years. So, next step is we gotta test this bad boy out. So why don't you go down, you take a nice little seat and see what you think. Oh man, it's gotta be refreshing. It's gotta, look at that face, look at it. You can just tell she's loving it. Lean back, like, no, lean your head back as far as you can. Doesn't it feel good?
There's no headrest.
Oh crap, you're gonna have to lean her back.
Right now?
Yeah. No, lean like the seat back.
Oh, the seat?
Yeah, because I couldn't get it in. Crap. Friggin'. Boom! There we go. It is a done deal. And actually, we got to do a little test though. So we're going to turn the car on. We're going to check for any kind of warnings. We still do have this airbag light. Oh no, it went off. Yes. It just went off. So the airbag light had been running for the past 2 days. We've been driving around this car for the past 2 days. And you know, the bum's been riding in the back. It's been a great old grand old fun time. But there was a couple different warning lights on, and I didn't know if they were gonna turn off, if it was gonna freaking work. I mean, I assumed it was gonna work because, you know, we didn't let anything get wet and we didn't plug anything in wet. And that is the most important thing, is that everything is working and we are back to the prime conditions with a non-stinky seat.